treacherous terrain here out in
I thought you were about to hit a deer or something. We just slammed on the brakes.
Well, I didn't slam.
Dude,
I gotta go slow on these potholes.
They're not potholes. It's just
they're fucking
mosaic
divots.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ABV podcast, where we have adventures in beer by volume.
You did it right that time.
I got it.
That was awesome.
I've been upping my practice here.
Well, you fucked it all up right there. Then.
I know. I'm sorry. Well, I am your host, Ricky Cold One.
What?
And
what?
You can call me whatever you like, but just don't forget the Ricky. Okay?
Don't forget the lime Ricky. Oh shit.
Oh, get that seatbelt on. If you hear that sound,
forgot.
If you hear that sound, I am here with the great and the almighty, the Brewoosh.
I'm here.
And we are on the road right now. And today is a very exciting time because we are going to be traveling around to a few breweries in Massachusetts.
I'd like to call this the Northern Worcester County Tour. We could also call it the Wachusett Valley Tour if we wanted to. There isn't the Valley of Wachusett, but it's kind of the area.
All right.
This has to close.
That sounds good. I was going to say, is that killing?
I mean, it's awesome, and we'll do it later when we're not recording. Okay. But it's just got to go.
That's a lot of wind.
I've never seen the back of it.
Where?
We are down here in Brewery, Massachusetts, and we're traveling up today to Moon Hill Brewery's tap room at the Brew Barn at the Red Apple Farm in Phillipston.
Yep.
I think so. Yeah, I got it. All right.
Never heard of it, but excited to check it out.
We're going to be wrapping up the day, though, down here in Barrie at the famous Stone Cow Brewery. And we just took a back road that I've never been on down here, and I saw the backside of Stone Cow. And there was stuff there.
Wait a second.
I saw the cow's backside.
Its backside?
Yeah. But anywho, we'll be visiting at least 5 breweries today. I think for the sake of the podcast, though, we'll break it up into 5 even parts. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Awesome. So this is the Adventures in Beer by Volume. Are we going to go with 2% or like 1.2%?
I like 2%.
All right, 2%, because this is our second episode. If you haven't heard our first episode, don't. Actually, I got to say, that was a fun episode. That was great. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
It was a kind of a less serious, kind of just hanging out, talking, but I mean, that's what some of these are going to be. But one of my main goals was to do stuff like this, was to travel around, not always hit 6 or in one day kind of thing, but it'd be nice. But
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So
what do you got here?
Oh, I brought something good.
What's in the Brewoosh binder here?
Well, I wasn't about to just go to these places and talk about the damn beer I'm drinking. We got stuff to talk about.
Oh boy.
Ricky Cold One. And here is my folder, and I have got a printout of everything I want to know about Moon Hill Brewing right here.
You did your homework.
I did way more than homework. Way more than homework. I should get an A++.
You do.
Okay.
You get an apple.
Yay. So this is, like we said, Moon Hill Brewing Company, located at 74 Parker Street in Gardner, Massachusetts, at the Gardner Ale House. But like I said before, we're going to the Brew Barn tap room that they just opened up a few years ago. The Brew Barn here is at 455 Highland Avenue, Phillipston, Massachusetts, at Red Apple Farm. So,
question.
What?
So...
Already?
Yes.
I just got through the location.
I know.
Look at that. I got a whole...
Well, it has to do with the location.
Okay, what?
So, this is a little confusing. The brewery, they actually don't have a standalone brewery,
They do.
but they operated out of like a restaurant.
It's their restaurant.
Okay.
They opened up the
just-
brewery and the restaurant at the same time, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Okay.
They were established in 2006 when they opened up the Gardner Ale House and Moon Brewery. See, I was getting to
Oh, I should have
Son
waited
of
for you.
owners Rick Walton and head brewer Chad Warner. He's the head brewer now. I think there was a guy that was there for a long time, but he recently left. Their flagship brew, I believe, is called Puffin' Stuff.
Oh. Okay.
But I did hear one person say that Facelift IPA was their first to be brewed, but I'm not sure about. Maybe that could be a topic for a later discussion. What exactly does flagship mean? Does that just mean their most successful, or the thing that got them successful? Their first brew? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So here's their story.
They have a story.
Oh, everybody's got a story.
Whoa.
It's time for story time. Time to hear a story. I love story time because it's the time for stories.
We aim to make life simple here. It was discovered long ago by nobody really that with a full belly, a shekel or two in your pocket, a handsome mate, and something to do that most of us could stay out of trouble and maybe even be happy. And convinced by that notion, we here put our attention to the full belly part of the simple life formula. And in particular, the liquid portion, a spiked one at that. So, a software engineer walks into a city planner's office and says,
I want to start a brew pub in your fine city.
the city planner, sporting a wide grin, says,
If I had a nickel for every software engineer that walked in here saying that, well, I'd have more than a couple nickels.
Some joke, huh? It is doubtful he ever met the likes of our software engineer, but I suppose, judging by his
Really, kid?
kind of response, that he sure had entertained a few others with similar dreams. City Planner was having fun at the expense of our earnest, beer-crazed young man. In his best Arnold Schwarzenegger, young man says,
I'll be back.
Next, our software engineer walks into a bank, says,
I want to start a brew pub and I need a loan.
Banker loves the story, just can't find any money earmarked for crazy guy wants to start a brew pub in the middle of nowhere. So another bank, the same lack of money for crazy guy looking to go broke fast. One more bank, this banker is amused. Feels like he's got a live one and wants to reel it in and see if it's not just another boot on the seafloor.
What does that mean?
It's when you're fishing and you think you got a big one.
Oh,
on the line, but you
that was
pull up
good.
a
Okay.
boot.
Out of the sea?
Hey, fishermen be losing those boots.
He sends our would-be entrepreneur away with a task. Trim like 30 pages off your business plan. It was close to 75. And get me some EBITDA numbers, real ones. Our earnest entrepreneur realized he might have just caught himself a banker. And our banker has nailed his favorite speaking engagement story. Software engineer starts a brew pub. Moon Hill Brewing Company is born 1 year later at the location of the Gardner Ale House in Gardner, Massachusetts. Moon Hill Brewing Company is named after Moon Hill in Lexington, Massachusetts, a neighborhood of architecturally interesting homes and interesting people. It was a neighborhood conceived by idealistic professionals seeking a more deliberate and practical suburban lifestyle. Out of this hood was born an architect's daughter, Katrina, who married this guy named Rick, a would-be brewer. 15 years later, Moon Hill Brewing Co. was begun in Gardner, Mass. The year was 2006. Rick had already pursued his other interests, biomedical electronics, high school physics education, and would you believe girls basketball coach too, and software engineering, which took up nearly 30 years, and which brings us here.
They really went in on this story.
Well, it's good that they gave us something. Some of the places it's just like, yeah, we're a brewery. What? Here's the beer.
Yeah, this place went the whole other way.
At the very beginning of 2017, the Moon Hill Brewing Company at the location of the Gardner Ale House began distributing its beer outside the doors of the venerable ale house. We are still located at the brew pub but have a summer gig too at the Brew Barn on Red Apple Farm and are looking at one or two other interesting projects. Watch these pages for more.
Watch these pages for more. I mean, that was said a long time ago. I haven't heard of any plans, but maybe they got something going on.
Interesting. So, it still didn't say in there that they opened the brew pub themselves, the restaurant.
I did find it somewhere, though. I was trying to find... I think the established date is practically the same exact date. So,
okay.
I think, yes, they wanted to establish a brew pub, not just a brewery.
Okay, because that probably helped them out in like the loan process. And
well,
stuff
also
like
they're also talking about they just started distributing 6-7 years ago.
Okay,
so
interesting. Very in-depth story there from Moon Hill.
We could get deeper.
A little long for my taste.
There's longer ones.
Oh boy. But shout out Rick. I love to see another Ricky around.
Always good to meet another Rick.
It really is, Bruce. It really is.
What if they had one of those like name meetup things? You ever see those things?
No.
Oh yeah, they got these things now where it's like, if your name is Ryan, we're all meeting up at this bar. This night. Everybody there is going to be named Ryan.
That'd be kind of weird.
That's a thing, though. They did it for Josh. That was the first one I heard about. There was this big, giant gathering of Joshes a few years ago. I think it was in the desert somewhere or something. It could be all Ricks.
Hey.
And then it could be like famous, like fantastical Ricks. It could be like Rick from Rick and Morty.
Yep.
Rick from something else.
Rick Fox.
Who's that?
He's he used to play for the Lakers.
No, I said fantastical.
Basketball team.
I said fantastical.
I think that's it. Rick Fox.
You don't even know his name.
He was in, was he in Good Burger? I don't know.
Jesus. Anywho, so
I believe Red Apple Farm has their own cider, maybe hard cider too.
Cider.
Just cider.
I don't think they do. They might, but we're gonna find out.
All right.
In 10 minutes.
We're getting there.
Oh yeah.
We're traveling through the dark wilderness of, I don't know where we are right
We
now.
are in Massachusetts.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Phillipston, right there.
Oh my gosh.
We're entering right now. Count down with me. 3, 2, 1. We made it to Phillipston.
Oh my gosh. I've always wanted to come here.
Oh, that was stupid.
Oh.
But yeah, it is July 30th. It is a perfect day. It's 62 out right now. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, and they're serving up breakfast at the Brew Barn. So we're going to get some eggs and bakey and toast and beer.
I love that.
I honestly don't know if they start serving the beer with the breakfast. I don't know when they're allowed to.
I was just going to ask.
Well, I did actually talk to them, and they said that they do serve up the beer at least 11:30 on Saturdays, because that's when they open.
Okay.
But let's see what's going to happen here. And even if we have to wait a little bit, that's fine, because we got the whole barn to check out. They got all the gifty stuff going on. So it's a cool place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with that, let's go to a commercial break.
Commercial.
It's the water, the natural artesian water of Tumwater that makes Olympia such a good beer. Ask for Oli, the small town beer that's made good.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there in my beach chair, and I look over to my left, and this old man has got an octopus stuck to his face.
Oh, hey, and we're back. And we are back, and we're here at the Brew Barn. Here up in Red. Where are we? Red? Are we in the Red?
We're in Red Apple Farm in Phillipston, out in the country.
We just had some awesome breakfast that they have available here on Saturdays and Sundays, at least in the summertime. I don't know if it's year round. What'd you get?
I got a breakfast sandwich with bacon on a brioche bun.
Yes, and I got the breakfast scrambler, which was a mountain of home fries, eggs, and pulled pork hash. The meat was my choice.
Love it.
I guess they start serving here at 10 a.m.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love it.
So we're going to do that. We're going to do that right now.
Right.
And why don't we go outside for this, where it's a little bit more comfy.
Yes, please.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
All right, I'll go.
Started drinking yet?
All right, so we decided to get some flights here. You went with a full 5 flight.
Yep, the big 5.
Flight of 5. I just got 3 because I don't need all 5. And I got their...
You've got a 12 ounce too, though.
Well, yeah, but so yeah.
So we have basically the same amount of liquid here.
No,
Give or
that 12, there's got to be... I don't even know how big these flights are here. The little
You said they were
plastic
5
cups.
ounces.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 5, 10, 15, 20,
I don't believe
25.
that. But this isn't a 12.
So
this
a
is a
flight
cup.
is-
This is a solo cup. This is
That's
12.
12 ounces.
I don't think it is. I think you're lying.
Okay, so I have here Moon Hill Light.
Yep.
Wow, it's almost not carbonated.
Oh, I got the Moon Hill Light too.
Oh, now I'm getting a little
Yeah,
carbonation.
a little cloudy, very pale.
So
It's all good though.
very light.
Well, that would make sense.
Which is the point.
That would make sense.
That's pretty good.
I like it. It's got kind of a wheat kick to it though, huh?
Yeah, getting some champagne notes
Yeah.
too.
I didn't grab anything to say what exactly it was made out of.
Hey Josh,
Yes.
you forgot your card.
Oh my God. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
don't forget that now.
Thank you. My name is Brewoosh, by the way.
Brewoosh you up?
No, that's just weird.
So yeah, this is good. Something.
Yeah, that's good. It's fine.
Nice to start off with. Something light.
Very, very
Get
light.
the beer palate going.
I guess so. Just
Good beer though.
the wind is blowing stuff. All right, what else you got?
I have a blueberry cider.
Oh, cool.
This
So
is-
I think they make the cider right here on the farm.
Yes, this isn't. I don't think it's Moon Hill's creation, but
Well, I mean,
don't quote me on that. They're
yeah.
using their equipment or something to make it.
I know. I still think it's Moon Hill stuff.
Okay.
It's just that
They just brand it as the.
no, because they
That's
make
right
it
on.
with the farm's stuff, the blueberry stuff. I
Okay.
think.
All right. Well, this is a seasonal, limited time thing. Probably just this summer. Oh my God.
What?
I don't love this.
You really got to be in the mood for ciders, yeah. Especially ones made right on the farm.
This tastes like sangria.
Yeah, that would make sense. Actually, they do a lot of their own like wine stuff here too. Huh?
It's very winey.
Yeah.
I do not like wine.
Not that they have wines, but like the style that they make here. A
I
lot
think
of times.
they do have wine. She said.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this tastes like no. I don't even know if I can drink that. Nothing against them. It does taste like pretty fresh. I'm not getting a ton of blueberry though. It's more of like just fruit, like a fruity punch kind of.
Well, would you honestly be looking for a lot of blueberry flavor, or just kind of like that subtleness, like from a wild blueberry though? That's the kicker.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I was
Next beer.
was hoping for like a blueberry ale taste.
Yeah, but it's not. It's a blueberry cider, and you knew that going into this.
I know.
You failed.
Well, I've never had a blueberry cider.
Okay, I guess so. It's more of just.
So I didn't really know what to I don't know what I was expecting.
Well, that's not to say that any blueberry cider you'd get from here on out was going to taste like that, though. There's a huge flavor spectrum.
Well, this has
that you
apples
could-
in it,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
No.
It's not brewed. It's not made with apples.
You mean like all ciders are supposed to have apples in them?
I don't know.
No. It's just in the way that you do it.
Okay. So there's no apple. It tastes like there might be
It's
apple in this.
you can tell that it is what it is because of the way it is.
Okay. This does taste like it has little apple hints.
Oh, it might. Yeah.
It's
That's
actually
fine.
getting better as I work through it.
Cool.
You have hops a tug.
Oh, we do? We have hops and tugs?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Let's do that together.
Don't do that.
All right. This one is Give Your Hops a Tug.
Smells like cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes like cannabis too.
Sweeter than I thought it was going to be.
That's got a bite to it.
A tiny, tiny bit. The hop is there, but it doesn't feel like...
That's pretty bitter.
Not as bitter as I thought. I like it, but I don't know. For some reason, it feels like there's only one kind of hops in there. Maybe two. It's almost got a minty thing to it. You getting that? Not on the tongue, that freshness that hits the back of your mouth.
Kinda, yeah.
I like that. That's great.
It's like an alcohol almost taste from like mouthwash.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Is that what you're trying to get into?
I mean, that's better. What's the word that I'm looking for? You know it? Yeah, that's the word.
I'm noticing these are kind of light on the carbonation.
Very, yeah. I wonder if it's just a way of tapping or something.
It's almost like I'm getting like sparkling wine vibes from all of these so far.
You and your wine and your champagne notes.
It's true.
My second one here I got, it's called Pearly Girl. It's his Pilsner, which I think when he began the brewing, he was doing a lot of different European styles, German styles. He's got a Kolsch on hand too. Okay. So I don't know. He's very, very into his European stuff. So I had to try at least one. That is fruity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tastes great. Getting like pear.
Really?
Yeah, maybe like a mild peach. Oof, that is great. That's probably the best Pilsner I've had.
What was that one called again?
Pearly Girl.
Pearly Girl. She's a pearly girl.
Was that a song? It is now?
The real song is Dirty Girl. It's Rob Dyrdek. And
I'm sorry I asked.
actually, it's named Bobby Light.
There you got.
If anyone remembers the old MTV shows.
Nobody remembers. No.
All right.
You got one more before Puff?
Yes, I have the triple puff.
Ooh.
Oh,
you really want to do that before the regular Puff, though?
I mean, I'm following your kind of lead here.
Yeah, we should have thought about that, Mr. Flight of 5.
Well, why don't we do...
At 11 a.m.
You have more liquid than me. This is only... So let's do the puff.
Okay. This is their flagship. Everybody talks about it. I don't know why. Interesting note that we just found out about. You'll see a lot of pictures of the can, and it's called Puff and Stuff. Mm-hmm. But that was a copyright issue that they had to settle, and now it's just called Puff, which made me kind of mad, as I'll read here. But anyway, so I actually went on Untappd and Beer Advocate and printed out some info here about the reviews that Puff has been getting.
Oh,
and so we're going to, let's start with Beer Advocates. Beer Advocates rating is 87, which is pretty damn good. 8 people have actually reviewed it. 18 people gave it a rating. It is numbered 1974 out of over 52,000 of the American IPAs, which is, I think that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then Untappd has it as a 3.7, which I don't think is quite as good as 87 out of 100, right?
No, so, 3.7 is probably more like an 80.
Okay.
Or less, 75.
And then they have 2,000, almost 3,000 people have actually rated it. 25 people a month rate it. And this is also an American IPA, according to them. Yeah, and then I got 2 reviews, but let's do ours first. So,
all right, cheers.
Cheers. This is Puff. Wow. I feel like that's even more bitter than the thing that you called bitter before. What do we do? Hops a tug? Yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't taste like an IPA at all to me.
What? That's definitely an IPA.
It tastes more similar to this light beer I had. Which is
your tongue is all over the place.
Hoppy. Like, it's very light to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really like, it's not full body. It's not like full body.
I didn't even write it down. This is great.
I don't know.
I'm
not a fan of that one.
I do usually like them a bit hazier. This is kind of like a nice apple juice color. It's cloudy enough, but not that super haze. But that's okay. They label it as an American IPA, so that's pretty much, that's typical. Good bitterness, good hops. Don't know which hops. That's okay.
I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of this one.
Oh, why not?
It's very bland to me. It's very bitter.
Well, out of 52,000 beers, this one's pretty close to number one.
I find that hard to believe, but we'll go with that. It's just my opinion.
It's only 2,000 away from the number one is where it's at.
Yeah, not to hate, but this would be on the lower end of the scale.
That's terrible. You're an awful human being.
It's just, there's nothing really standing out of that. I get a little bit of some fruitiness.
Are you always looking for the fruitiness, though?
No.
Okay.
That's what I prefer.
Yeah, I'm wondering why they even named it Puffin' Stuff before. You ever heard of HR Puffin' Stuff?
No. What's that?
With the big yellow head?
No.
Big old children's program. It's like they would turn it into like a horror movie nowadays. That's just the kind of weird thing it was.
If I saw it, maybe.
Yeah, it's one of those things. They're like tapping into your childhood memory. So, yeah, well, I mean, I guess I would agree. Yeah, there isn't like super flavorful notes about it, but it's a very good general IPA. This is just a straightforward. I'm not looking for anything special.
It's fine. It's fairly crisp.
This is a 5.
No.
Everything's a 5.
Stop it, Bruce. No, this is just my taste. It's just kind of missing the mark for me. The carbonation.
Yeah, I bet this would
low.
taste super different out of the can. I just have a feeling. Carbonation's there. It's definitely not flat. It's just not as carbonated as I was anticipating. Maybe that's because we drink out of cans a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe we're used to that. You know
Maybe,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, who's to say what is and isn't the correct carbonation?
I mean, yeah, there's some beers, like, you get on tap, like, especially the New Englands, the super thick, heavy New Englands, the carbonation is pretty low, but I don't mind it as much because it's more, like, full body. There's more, fullness to it. So the carbonation, I'm not as worried about it as much, but when the beer's a little bit lighter, you kind of just, like, then you're kind of missing, at least me, I'm kind of missing that more carbonation.
Cool. All right, so let's look at some reviewers here.
We drank beer and you drank beer and now we read your reviews.
We're going to what's the word I'm looking for? Compare. There we go. We're going to compare 2 reviews here. So here's a Beer Advocate reviewer. It says Mickey G gave it a 4.08 out of 5 on March 4th of 2023.
Poured from an undated
Mickey G.
This name is Mickey G, all right? What do you want?
Mickey G?
Just leave him alone. He didn't do anything to you.
Poured from an undated can, golden yellow-orange opaque appearance, fluffy above the glass rim head.
What?
Oh, we're already talking about rim heads? It's only
I know. This is way too early for rim heads.
Good retention, foamy cap-layered lacing, aromas of caramelized malts, piney notes, grapefruit rind, and citrus. Taste is nicely layered. Roasted malt and hops are balanced. Grassy, citrus, grapefruit flavors do not overwhelm each other out. Hint of spice and caramel. I got a bit of a buttery note. Mouth feels prickly off the bat. Some sticky feel, tartness, medium carbonation, crisp feeling with an earthy feel, lingering astringency, chewy. Overall, it's crisp, refreshing beer, billed as an East Coast IPA, but outside of the opaque appearance, it's more West Coast old school IPA feeling. Pretty easy drinking and relatively low ABV.
And that is a Beer Advocate review.
That was pretty good.
Let's go to the Untapped review. This is from Andy Shensky or something. He gave it a 4 in June 13th, 2023.
decent.
Yeah, a lot of people do not write anything
I'm so mad about that
on Untapped.
I hate that so much.
They kind of crutch on the little descriptive words that you can click on, and they think that's enough, but you can't even see those if you're just scrolling. You have to click on their post like 3 times just to see how they describe it.
We'll talk about Untapped later today, but you still got a triple. That might
triple version of Puff. I bet you I'll like it more, but I do agree with Mickey G.
Oh, Mickey
Close.
G, you're fine. You're so fine. You make me drink my wine. I don't know.
Close. It does have like a more caramelness to it, like a West Coast I think he was spot on with that, but all the fruits he was mentioning, I wasn't really getting much of that. But the triple looks...
Again, he said poured from an undated can. It was from a can.
Okay. Well,
and there was
things.
fluffy above the glass rim head.
Okay.
So remember that.
Well, thank you, Mickey.
Oh, geez. Yeah, look at comparing the color
difference
between the triple and the regular.
This is dehydrated urine, and that is after, like, 1 water.
See, this is a podcast. You can't go, this is. So what's that?
The triple puff is much darker.
Way darker. Now, what gives it that color, though? Is it...
If it's the same ingredients and it's just triple, I don't know.
I guess...
I know they're using more hops for sure.
I know that there is a conflict of terminology when we're talking about doubles, too. I'd imagine it's the same conflict with triple. Yeah. Double doesn't mean double the alcohol. It doesn't mean more alcohol. Usually it is, but I don't think that's what they were aiming for. Double is usually...
Good question.
Maybe you know what? I'm thinking double dry hopped anyway. Okay.
Dry hop.
But sometimes people don't say dry hop, they just say double.
Yeah.
And they mean dry hop.
The double and triple IPAs are definitely... triple IPA should be higher in alcohol than your typical double, but it kind of threads the line. Because I think this is like this is 8 point something. So
that's a triple?
Most triples I've seen get into like the 9s.
I would say even above that. For an IPA, for an American IPA, a triple, I think should be at least above a 10. But that's just me.
But then we get into Imperials. Imperial versus triple. Is it, Imperial versus double?
I don't think Imperial should be whatever.
That's a whole nother subject.
That's another subject. We'll put it to the list.
Yes, that's another.
Put it on the list.
That is a rabbit hole that we're not getting into today. But let's try the triple puffed from Moon Hill Brewing.
They know where they are.
Much more flavorful. But very caramely. Definitely a West Coast IPA vibe, which I'm really not a fan of. It's got a lot of maltiness to it. Same kind of low carbonation.
Yeah.
It tastes fine for what it is, but again, it's not my cup of tea.
Because it's a small cup of beer.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. It's not my cup of beer.
Well, that is because you paid for it.
That's the new saying. Actually, you bought this.
Oh, that's right. That's my cup of beer. Give me that.
You want to try this one?
Sure, why not? Oh, wow. Yeah, it definitely smells more. It smells like farm. Whoa, that is cool. Yeah, that's way more amber, like caramel.
The flavors are richer, too. It's much more
roasted, malty. How is that the triple version? Yeah. That's a whole different flavor profile there. Again, I think it's a controversial issue. I think that
the only thing that really is similar to me is like the maltiness of the two. The original puff is much less pronounced than this, obviously, but this is the triple, so it makes sense. I have a feeling a lot of people gravitate towards the triple here too.
Why?
Triple, when you start getting into doubles and triples, they have more flavor.
There wasn't even a double in there.
No.
They went right to triple.
Well, the tug
is that a double?
It doesn't say double, but it's like 7 or 8%, so it's up there. I don't know.
No.
Again, down the rabbit hole.
No. Pretty good though, huh?
Yeah.
Still a good place. Still a good brew.
It's a cool place. It's definitely...
I like our flight pallets here, too. They're like a
flight boards.
Fresh cut, like cedar or something.
It's like a little skateboard.
It's like a little skateboard.
It kind of is. Look.
Minus
you put the
everything.
It's got, it turns up at the edges, curls up.
Oh, yours maybe. Mine not so much. Mine looks like more like a cedar plank.
Oh, yours curves too.
I will give you a curve upside the face. All right, so moving on to the net. Actually, let's take a commercial break.
Hit the commercial.
Hit it in the face?
Press the commercial button.
There we go. Okay.
Why isn't it working?
And here we go.
For the best in lighthearted living, enjoy Lighthearted Falstaff.
There's light-hearted living in light-hearted Falstaff. Brewed for fresh, light-hearted taste with the heart of finest barley, heart of purest water too, and the heart of the hops. For a light-hearted brew, there's light-hearted living in light-hearted Falstaff, America's premium quality beer.
Realized that Superman might actually be female.
What?
Oh, hey, we're back. All right. Hey guys, we come back from our commercial break. We just finished our flights here from Moon Hill Brewery, and I'm going off to our next subject here. Interesting notes about Moon Hill Brewery. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
And now some interesting notes about the brewery.
So, at the Gardner Ale House location, you are twitching so much you pounded down the rest of your blueberry cider, and I had to stop because you were making the most disgusting face.
That's sangria, man. That tastes like it was just brewed out of the freaking farm.
It was. That's a good thing.
No, I know. It's not bad. It's got a funk to it.
All right. So on their homepage for Moon Hill Brewing, you can request a tour of their facility. It's not a huge facility, but it just takes you to this form, and you got to fill out your name and all that, and then the approximately how many people will be touring in your group and all that stuff. So it's like I feel like you kind of have to have like at least 6 people to make it worthwhile for them, because they're asking you to do all of this like, pre-register kind of stuff.
Yep.
So I feel like I'm kind of wasting their time if we went there and be like, hey, can you give me a tour? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got a billion things to do, but yeah. On Facebook, on December 28th of 2020, they posted, 2020 marks the 85th anniversary of Anthony's Liquors in Gardner. Get this commemorative Lithuanian lager before it's gone. So they actually brewed a beer in honor of an 85-year-old beer store out there, or liquor store.
It's a nice tribute.
I love it when breweries get involved with their community and stuff like that. That's great.
Absolutely.
So they were established in 2006. They did make a 15-year anniversary beer in 2021, and it was a Bohemian Pilsner. So I was saying that this guy is really involved with, really likes his European styles. So that's cool.
Euro boy.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we're all IPA people up here now, I think. I think we've taken over the market like crazy, but...
As it should be.
I don't know. A lot of brewers really like to do that European stuff, which I think that's better. I'd rather a brewery experiment.
Yeah.
And I think I just haven't gotten a real taste for the European stuff just yet. Every time I have one, it always tastes the same. A Bock, a Kolsch, a Helles.
What about a Heffy?
Even the Heffies, dude.
Oh, come on.
The real Heffies, not the weird stuff that like Two Roads, No Limits Heffy. That tastes nothing like the other Heffies that I had.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Anyways, in July of 2022, they released From America with Love, a 10% Imperial Stout in partnership with the Black Ale Project. They brewed and released, I think, in 2018 and 19, Got Your 6. It was a chocolate orange Imperial Stout for the Black Ale Project. You ever heard of the Black Ale Project?
I have not.
All right, here we go. The Black Ale Project is a nationwide brewery-based fundraising effort for American veterans. Breweries across the U.S. Concoct and brew black ales. The proceeds from the sales of which go to veteran organizations across our fair nation. We at Moon Hill Brewery Company send our donations to the Wachusett Veterans Outreach Center. And I found this a little interesting because according to expertbrewing.com, a black ale and a stout are actually different. So there's obviously no real rules for the Black Ale Project saying it needs to be technically a black ale, but it got me a little bit more curious. So in a nutshell, black ales use not as much of the roasted malts, and they use more hops. And stouts are therefore creamier than black ales. And in November of 2021, they posted that they were brewing this beer, but they called it a Russian Imperial Stout. And even their can label said that it was. And then they changed it to just the Imperial Stout.
Okay.
Anything to say about stouts, black ales, Russian ales? You know anything about that stuff?
Not too much, but I
All right,
do.
moving on. A cidery opened up at the Brew Barn. I'm going to go in and ask them how exactly that all started. We'll get to the bottom of that. And the Brew Barn itself opened up in June of 2018. It was actually opened on their 12-year anniversary. Isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah,
Cool.
I think they had the cidery first, though.
Well,
from what I read,
an actual place just to make regular apple cider?
I think
absolutely.
So, yeah.
A hard cidery, though?
But okay, is it?
We'll get to the bottom of it. We're
We
going to
will
go
get
ask.
to the bottom of this.
We're going to go ask. You know what? I'm going to go ask right now.
5 minutes later.
All right. So here's the scoop here. So the cidery opened up just a few years ago here. It was like just for the hard cider stuff.
Okay.
And it is Moon Hills, but like they don't do any of that stuff at the actual one over in Gardner. This is the only place where they do the cidery stuff.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to let one of our voices take care of this.
Okay. What do we want to name him? Brewmaster Bill?
Brewmaster Bill. You know what? You said it, yeah.
Hi, I'm Brewmaster Bill, and you'll be hearing from me whenever these two idiots forget how to podcast the right way.
Thank you, Brewmaster Bill. I always wanted to know that.
Like when they forget to hit the record button when introducing their first guest. May I present Alicia Pelkey, the head cider maker of Red Apple Farm.
Thank you so much for this. Yeah. Great. So yeah, I just didn't want to take up that much of your time. But the cidery, I guess they just kind of explained it to me.
Yeah.
So that just happened a couple of years ago.
No, I've only been here about 4 months.
Oh, okay.
So I took over because the guy that was doing the hard cider, we do have the partnership with Moon Hill Brewing.
Yeah.
He was full-time as their head brewer.
Okay.
So he didn't have a whole lot of time to be here.
Yes.
And we needed someone that could dedicate more time to it. So I am full-time. I'm the entire cider production team.
Wow.
With a few people I can call on for help when I need help. Because, for example, I'm not stacking half-barrel kegs by myself.
Yeah.
I can move them, but I'm not stacking them.
Wow.
So, yep.
I did hear something about how the head brewer... He
Yeah.
was here for a long time, wasn't
Yes,
he? Yeah.
he was here from the beginning, and I'm trying to remember if this is year 5 or year 6, because for some reason I can never remember that one number. Which I do feel bad about. I should know this. I just, for some reason, I can never remember if this is year 5 or 6.
We'll all get there.
So.
But the cidery here, the ingredients are made from the farm?
Mostly, yes.
Okay.
We don't have our own apples year-round, of course. So we do, when they're in season, we do use our own apples.
Yeah.
The rest of them are all from the state of Massachusetts.
Okay.
They are sourced from other
there
farms,
local?
and there's someone that presses them, and we get a tanker truck of juice.
Nice.
Which is always interesting to see pulling into that parking lot.
I bet. And it's over here in this barn across
Yes,
from us?
if you go around the back of the building, you can walk up the stairs or up the ramp onto the deck by the spruce grove there. And the cidery tap room has a big rolling wooden door. It's not open at the moment because we don't currently have a manager for the tap room side of that.
Oh.
So it's only open during festivals at the moment.
Okay.
We are working on having that open maybe not every day of the week, but of course more than just during the events. 2,100 gallons a batch.
And none of it's getting canned right now or anything?
We actually bring kegs over to Moon Hill Brewing, and they do the canning for us.
Oh, really? They do the canning
They have the keg washer, so I don't have one of those on site, but
They have all the equipment.
Yep, I've got the fermenter, the bright tank, and the totes for fermenting.
Yeah.
I do all the kegging, but then they have to take the kegs to do the canning.
And then they bring it over there. Wow.
Yeah, we've been talking about expanding, but
You're thinking about actually brewing here?
Brewing beer, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
We just have the farm winery license because, of course, cider is classified as a wine.
Yes. I saw on their website that they were looking at a couple other venues, but I mean, that's been there for a long time.
We do have the Boston Public Market, which at the moment we're still waiting on everything from the state for, but we will be serving there. And said, for anyone that doesn't know, part of the farm winery license, you have to be able to produce on site.
Yes.
So we actually have the equipment. It just hasn't made its way down there yet. It arrived yesterday. For them to have a small little itty bitty fermenter, but still.
Nice. No, still. Just to get into the market, though, huh?
It's going to be, I think, 1 barrel batches down there.
Hey, that's just going to make it even more desirable.
And I don't think we'll be bringing that up here. What's produced there will probably stay there.
Nice. I get it. Yep. That's really the only big question I have. I think we know everything else. I did a big history report on you guys. So. Thank you so much for that. I didn't want to take you away from your family.
No, that's fine.
Happen to be here. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You guys have a great
nice
night. Well, that was Alicia, and that was fun.
Yes,
I learned stuff.
Thank you for that insight. We really appreciate getting to talk to people that are, on the ground here doing the hard work.
Love it. So let's check out what is left here. This place is awesome. You got to come here in fall time. They have a big harvest festival here. Yep. There's vendors all over the place here. They're doing ice cream and cider donuts. I mean, they do that all the time anyway, but it flows more at that time.
I just love little places like this, kind of secluded, very quiet, farmland. You got the animals, you got everything you need: food, beer, cider.
I'd like to say one thing about the animal thing is that they got their little goat enclosure here, but it's actually really nice. A lot of rocks. Goats love the rocks. They love to climb on them and
Mountain
stuff.
goats.
I don't think they're mountain goats, dude.
Well, just goats have it in their DNA. They just want to climb rocks, damn it.
You're right.
Let them climb rocks.
All right, we're going to head into the Red Apple Farm store. Look at this place.
Store.
Nice.
I might be taking some things to go from here if something catches my eye.
Oh my God, the whiff of that apple pie just hit your face.
Was it this place I was reading about? It said they have world famous cider donuts.
Yes.
Okay.
What does that mean? I don't know.
This was also the place that their elevation, the plot of land they're on is elevated.
It is a little high up,
and it changes the taste of the apple. It makes it, I think, more tart. Is what the description said.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Cool.
Good job.
I told you that's what it was, Brew.
All right, we're gonna look around here and whiff in this awesome apple smell. On to a commercial break.
Hank went hunting after moose, bear or rabbit, duck or goose. Then he heard a fellow man remind him of a better plan.
Hey, get your cobia. Hey, get your Valentine. Hey, get your cold beer. Get your ice cold Valentine beer. When you want the flavor in beer today, you ask the man for Valentine beer. It's got the liveliest taste in town. Valentine's got it. Valentine beer.
That's right. Hey, get your cold beer. Get your cold Valentine beer. And you're getting the real flavor in beer today. Delicious lip-smacking flavor that gives Valentine beer the liveliest taste in town. Enjoy some, will you? You'll be so glad you did.
Sitting there drinking a beer, and the guy next to me goes, "Hey, what beer is that?" And I go, "Oh, this is an IPA." And he goes, "Oh, can I try a sip?" I said, "I don't know you." He goes, "Yeah, you do. I'm your father."
Whoa! And we're back.
So stupid.
Well, no, I liked it. It was good.
Okay.
So yeah, that was Moon Hill Brewing at the Brew Barn here in Phillipston at the Red Apple Farm. That was fun.
Good times.
Good times.
Good beers.
And that was only brewery number 1.
That was only the beginning.
Hey, so if you guys tune back in a week or so, we're going to have another brewery coming up. Where are we going?
We are going to Westminster, Massachusetts, the Wachusett Brewing Company.
Oh, nice!
Yes, I've been wanting to check this place out. I've had their beer several times. Great beer. Place looks cool. Should be fun.
Yeah, I've been there a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in, and just get out there and try some Moon Hill Brewery.
drink beer, and love life.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love that so much. I want a hug.
Come here, Bruce.
Oh. All right. See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.